This is Stuart Cameron with a look at yesterday's rugby from the Borders. And a glance at the top of the Premiership table makes for very good reading because Melrose are the only team with a maximum 10 points following a stunning win yesterday at Ayr. They were trailing 11-8 at the break but then destroyed the current league and cup champions in the second period with 25 unanswered points to win 33-11. Their 5 tries were scored by Peter Eccles, Fraser Thompson, Austin Lockington, Nick Bevan and Bruce Colvin, with Harry Leonard and Andrew Skeen kicking the rest of the points. Head coach is John DL.
Yeah, really pleased with the win. Obviously coming to here is never an easy place, and to score 5 tries up here and have a scoreboard that looked like that at the end, we're more than pleased. But it was just really the next step. We're only 2 games into the season. We've got lots to work on after today as well. There was times certainly in the first half where put a lot of pressure on ourselves with the mistakes we made. But the second half we came out, defence again stood really solid, but our attack for the first time really functioned well. And as I say, just to get the 5 tries second half kind of sums up where we were. But not getting carried away. It's 2 games in and a lot of work to be done. Looking forward.
Not such good news for Gala. Despite leading Heriots at Goldenacre 27-6 and in cruise control, they went to pieces after Alan Emond was yellow carded, conceding 3 tries in a few minutes and eventually lost 28-27. They did pick up 2 points, but it'll go down as 3 points lost rather than 2 points gained. The 4 tries were scored by George Graham, Grant Somerville, Steve Cairns and Lewis Bartram, with Andy McLean converting 2 and adding a penalty. Hawick were in front in their game at Glasgow Hawks, but eventually went down 24-18, going home with a losing bonus point for the second week running. Scott McLeod and Greg Sutherland were the try scorers, with Neil Rennick converting 1 and Gregor Hunter kicking 2 penalties. Hawick head coach Phil Leck.
A bit disappointed with the end result. We gave Glasgow Hawks too big a start. We gave them 12 points in the first sort of 5 minutes. Came back with a lot of good character to be up at half-time and then couldn't put it away. When we lost Gregor Hunter for a knee injury, it sort of disrupted our back line a little bit because he was playing really, really well. He was playing exceptional rugby. And then when we lost our scrum half, we ended up with 14 men and no structure, so we couldn't finish the game out and very disappointed at the outcome.
The other Premiership results: Aberdeen Grammar 17, Edinburgh Accies 18 and Curry 28, Stirling County 42. Into the National League, and Selkirk were looking to kick-start their season with a win following a couple of defeats. But while they scored 2 good tries against Watsonians from Gavin Craig and Fraser Harkness, they conceded 7, losing 51-23. You can watch highlights of that one right now on Borders Rugby TV at bordersrugby.net. Selkirk's Lee Kibble was due to play but pulled out with a hamstring injury just before the game, but he gave us his reaction after the match.
Yeah, really disappointed. I mean, we know can play better. We've not really clicked the last 2 weeks. The most disappointing thing, I think, was the individual tackles. I mean, I think they made 8 line breaks today, and you can't really live with that, especially at this level. It's quite a competitive league, so you can't really play rugby when you're conceding that many points. We're constantly been chasing the game. I mean, you can see when we are playing rugby, we are playing good rugby, but we're not too downhearted about it. I mean, we know we can play. We just need to click, and I think it will happen.
Kelso have started well in the league with 2 wins out of 2, the latest being yesterday at Biggar. It was 10-all at the break, but Kelso pulled away in the second half, scoring 24 points without reply. They ended up with 5 tries scored by Corey Venus on his debut, Mike Robertson, Richard Minto, Dom Buckley and Gregor Miller. Ben Cooper kicked the other points. Here's Kelso head coach Darren Cunningham.
Obviously, travelling away to Biggar, we always knew it was going to be a tough game, and that proved so in the first half. We scored first, but they made it real difficult for us, and they got themselves back into the game and spoiled well at the breakdown and stuff. So we regrouped at half-time, 10-6 at half-time, and regrouped and went at them, kept it a little bit tight. And I think we're fitness in that told, but we take me hat off to Biggar. Biggar fought for everything, and made it really difficult for us. But I think we tightened up and went at them.
Peebles got their first win back in the National League at the Guides with an 18-14 victory against GHA. Warren Kearney, Donald Anderson and Neil Hogarth were the try scorers, with Greg Rayburn kicking a penalty. Other scores in the National League: Dundee 15, Hillhead Jordan Hill 13 and Stewart's Melville 13, Boroughmuir 18. In Championship B, no game for Hawick YM as their match against Murrayfield Wanderers was postponed due to Murrayfield not having enough players to field a front row. So it was left to Jed Forrest to fly the local flag, and they managed a 28-7 win at Haddington, coming away with all 5 points thanks to a couple of tries by Chris Laidlaw and one each from Monty Mitchell and Robert Hogg. Laidlaw kicked all 4 conversions. In the Border Shield, Hawick Lundeen won at Earlston 26-20, while Hawick Harlequins got the better of Langham 31-13. In the other local fixture yesterday, in the preliminary round of the East Region Bowl, Gala YM beat Queensferry 37-17 on the road and progressed through to the quarter-finals of the competition. And so to next week, Melrose look to make it 3 wins in a row against Glasgow Hawks at the Greenyards. Gala will play Aberdeen Grammar at Netherdale, while Hawick go to Rayburn Place looking for a First League win against Edinburgh Accies. In the National League, Kelso are at home to Hillhead Jordan Hill, Selkirk travel to GHA and Peebles are on the road at Stuart's Melville. In Championship B, Jed Forrest are at home to Musselburgh, Hawick YM are at Kirkcaldy. Well, don't forget, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest news at bordersrugby.net with results, rankings, audio and video.